Roku's latest 4K streamer is very different to the other offerings like the Express, the Premiere and the Streaming Stick, because this thing doesn't just serve up binge-worthy content from the likes of Netflix and Disney Plus with glorious Ultra HD visuals, but it also spaffs out incredible audio because it's a mother flipping soundbar. You can grab yourself a Roku Streambar right now in the UK for 129 quid from the likes of Amazon. I've been testing it out full time for the last couple of weeks, and I gotta say, for that price especially, it is seriously good for your eyes and your ears. So here's my full Roku Streambar review, and for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now first up, the Roku Streambar is incredibly compact compared with a lot of budget alternatives. It'll quite happily sit in front of almost any telly, otherwise it can also be mounted on a wall if that's your setup. Like the rest of the Roku fam, the Streambar works with basically any TV with a spare HDMI port, and the setup is so simple that even an inebriated toddler could probably manage it. So for a Macum like myself, it wasn't too tricky. So just plug the Roku Streambar into a spare port, and then follow the on-screen instructions to get it connected up to your Wi-Fi, and then download any apps that you might need. 5 minutes is all it takes, job done. And in further good news, the Roku Streambar has full ARC support as well, so if you've got a spare HDMI ARC port on your TV, then just bung it in there, and then you can use the soundbar to pump out glorious sound and audio when you're using a different device like a Sky Q box or a games console. Although sadly the Streambar isn't eARC compatible, so you don't get to enjoy that glorious Dolby Atmos audio with another device. Now with the Streambar, you've got the usual Roku user interface. This gives you access to all of the big streaming services: Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Now TV, iPlayer, even Apple TV now. Unfortunately, Roku UI looks about as attractive as a warthog's arse that's been painted with rouge. Definitely a real shame that there's such limited customization here. Still, you've got to appreciate the simplicity of it all. The home screen is basically just a tiled selection of your chosen apps which you can rearrange, and that is it. Just choose whatever you want and away you go. I would have liked some kind of shortcut selection of your recently viewed shows on the likes of Netflix and Prime Video, so you can just dive straight into whatever you were busy binging before you had to take a break. And that's a feature that you get on Sky TV and of course good old Google TV as well, and it's a great little time saver. But that and the customization grumbles aside, it is a very slick and simplified UI that will suit most people down to the ground. Roku's voice remote control comes bundled with the Streambar, and as usual it's a bit of a mixed bag. You do have all of the main buttons that you would need to navigate the UI and control your media, though I would prefer the home and back buttons not to be a stretch all the way up at the very top. And a large chunk of space is also given over to these 4 shortcut buttons, of which I personally ever used one. It is very annoying that you can't remap any of the other buttons to a different service, maybe just put a little sticker over them, so Prime Video and Disney Plus, things like that. But of course I understand the reason behind it is a financial thing. Roku TV probably earns quite a bit of money from the likes of Rakuten to get that button on there. Now pretty much every new streaming device comes with a form of voice search these days, and the Streambar is thankfully no different. All you got to do is press and hold the search button here on the voice remote and then speak your deepest desires, and the Roku will make it happen. And that's particularly handy if you subscribe to a variety of different services and you can't be buggered to go through every single one looking for a specific movie or a TV show. And I found in my time with the Roku Streambar, this voice search worked really well. Just ask for any kind of show, movie, whatever you like, and the Streambar can scan through a long list of different services and then pull back generally an accurate list of results. So for instance, let's try searching for a movie. Let's search for Snow White. As you can see, of course, obviously there have been many Snow White movies. The one we want is the original animated classic from 1937, so let's click on that. As you can see, it tells you exactly the length, the genre and everything, and then it gives you a list of different services that offer it. So we've got it on Disney Plus. Otherwise, if we didn't have Disney, you could buy it on the likes of Google Play and Apple TV. Otherwise, if you want a bit of TV, you could search for South Park. And let's click on South Park, the TV show, and as you can see, it's split into the various seasons, and for each season it will tell you exactly how you can watch it. So season 20, as you can see, they're available on the likes of Netflix and Prime Video, as well as Now TV, and of course you can also buy episodes on Apple TV. And it's really handy that it splits it down on a season by season basis, so you can see exactly what is available. Now if you've got yourself a 4K TV that is lacking decent smart streaming features, well, the soundbar can definitely help you out. You've got Ultra HD streaming support via the likes of Netflix, so you'll get gorgeous 4K clarity at up to 60 Hz. And the Roku Streambar also offers full HDR10 support, although not the fresher HDR10 Plus or Dolby Vision either. It's a shame you don't get the full complement of HDR support like the likes of the Chromecast offer, but at least you can still enjoy that nice crisp contrast and natural looking colours on the likes of Netflix and Prime Video. But perhaps unsurprisingly, where the Roku Streambar really excels is the audio experience. Despite its dinky size, this wee beastie can really belt out some proper cinematic sound with full Dolby Atmos support. What you've got in the Streambar is a quad driver setup, each of them 1.9 inches in size. 2 of them are front facing and 2 of them are angled out for a surround sound experience to fill the room, as Roku puts it. And I'll tell you what, that is not a lie. Certainly by no means do I have the biggest living room around or anything, but I was really impressed by how well that Streambar emulated a surround sound experience. At times I could swear that I had other speakers to the left, to the right, and sometimes even behind me. This thing gets proper loud, so you certainly won't need it anywhere near top volume. And not only is the audio quality superb, but that bass is strong enough to make it feel like the very walls are rumbling. It's been an absolute delight when watching horror movies in the run-up to Halloween. Seriously, if you get yourself a Roku Streambar, then definitely try watching something like The Lighthouse, where the sound plays a really large part in adding to the atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And if you're a living room gamer as well, I definitely highly recommend the Streambar too. I tried testing it out with a good bit of Halo 5 and some other action titles, and certainly once that gunfire and the explosions start, it is standby spare pair of pants time. When you're watching something late on and you don't want to disturb the rest of the household who might be trying to get a bit of kip upstairs, just tap the star button and then switch on the night listening mode. This can boost the dialogue while tempering the music. Although personally in my testing, I found that in that same sounds menu, it was better just to boost up the voice clarity feature while also using the reduce bass feature, and that made it really easy to follow the dialogue without having to crank the volume right up. And you've also got a Bluetooth receiver built into the Roku Streambar so you can play your music direct from your smartphone. Otherwise, Roku does also support Deezer, Spotify, Tidal and a few other music streaming services, including the free BBC Sound service, which is well worth checking out. So if you're after a 4K streaming device and your TV's audio is a bit cack, well, the Roku Streambar will merrily murder both of those birds with one bloody massive rock, even if you're on a fairly tight budget. It's certainly not perfect with the lack of HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision support, and of course that UI is about as sexy as a cold cup of tea, but for just over 100 quid, it's really hard to quibble. So that's what I think of the Roku Streambar, but have you been using it as well? It'd be great to hear your mini review down in the comments below. Please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell. I've done a full review of the likes of the Google Chromecast, the Fire TV Cube, all of that good stuff as well, so go check that out to see some of the alternatives to the Streambar, and have yourselves a lovely rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.